Hello, good afternoon, everyone here in this room and throughout Malaysia, and maybe some international students as well who might be watching, international teachers. Okay, welcome to ICEL 2022, and the workshop that I'm going to be doing this afternoon is virtual reality as an instructional tool for learning English as a second language. Okay, I am Dorothy Dewitt, and I'm from the University of Malaya, Faculty of Education. I'm a teacher at heart. Okay, so I like teaching. I like using technology tools, and I like looking at the wow factor when students use technology. Okay, it need not be technology alone. Technology alone is not the answer to our educational problem, as you have heard in the conference, during the forum, and many other places, I'm sure. What is more important is how you use it as a teacher. So in this workshop, what I'm going to do is I will be giving you a bit of background, giving you a bit of input, again, on what is virtual reality. And then I'm going to ask you to participate with me and download and look at some apps, okay, which I hope would be useful for you for your teaching. Okay, right, so let's go. Okay, the world is changing. Who doesn't know that? We all know that, right? We have changed so much, not only because of the pandemic, but because of technology. The fourth industrial revolution is upon us, and many people who are in the world, okay, who are involved in industry, in manufacturing, okay, realize that there needs to be a change. Okay, we must develop globally, internationally. People are using technology, and we have seen how technology can unite us. Okay, the future of work for our students will be students who are technologically literate. So that will be the future of work. After COVID-19, we saw very, very much how technology, if you're good at technology, you survive better. If not, you have to struggle a bit worse. So I hope everybody is already well now, okay, and we have passed the pandemic, and we are hopefully going back to normal. But what is also still very important is soft skills. So the soft skills, 21st century learning, okay, that I will be focusing on is not only related to empathy, but I want to highlight a little bit on the importance of creativity. So I'm going to go distill background how digital creativity is an important aspect of learning. Okay, then I go a little bit into what's IR 4.0 in case you don't know. Okay, I'm sure many of you already know or can guess. And then we will go into virtual reality and look at tools and resources on how to use it for teaching and learning. Okay, creativity. We want our students to be creative. What's creativity? So in the industry also they want their workers, the staff, that you have to also be creative, because by having creative workers, creative staff, you will be able to create products which are of value. So the theory of creativity is that I invest and you will be giving me some new value from new ideas, new inventions which I can sell. So this pandemic has made it very obvious that creativity is an important aspect in life in the current world. So there's more, a little bit more on creativity and theory of creativity. You can read or look at the references there. You can be creative by looking at what's in there in the crowd, what is the conventional practice, and how to change it. You can get creative by yourself, by looking at how you can improve yourself, okay? Or you can just get creative by looking at what's in the current world, the spirit of the age. This is a German word, I think. Okay, so it is something sometimes unconscious. There are many ways of getting creative. Okay, but why or where? How are we going to be more creative? We can look at creative people, other creative people, and get inspiration from them. We can look at our field, our domain, in maybe if you're an English language teacher, your expertise is in English language, look at what is needed and what is current in that area and start thinking about how to be creative in it. And in fields, and sometimes we cross in different fields, that's where you can get creative. So I am going to focus a little bit more on creativity. I want you to be productive. English teachers are always very productive because you get your students to do things, okay? Produce essays, produce speech, of course. Huh? Okay. I'm going to challenge you further and get you to be productive with digital creativity. Okay? So virtual reality, I feel, has the potential not only for teachers to be creative, but for students to be creative also. Okay, bear with me, and I'll ask you again at the end of this session whether you were creative and how you can be more creative. Okay, so we're going to focus on digital creativity, which is producing production-based activities, okay, using digital technologies. So I finished one aspect, digital creativity, IR 4.0. Okay, have you heard that we are in turbulent times now? There's been many pandemics. Okay, I think it was also mentioned by one of the speakers. There have been many pandemics, but maybe we didn't realize because nobody died. Okay, and now we have been going through many turbulent times, right from we record Industrial Revolution 1.0, which was in the 1800s, I think, when steam was used and the factory lines started producing more and more stuff. Okay, second industrial revolution was powered by electricity. The computers, the industrial revolution, and now we are in what is called the fourth industrial revolution, and there may be more revolutions to come. Fourth industrial revolution is not very new. 2017 in Penang, the Penang Skills Development Center already identified these are the technologies that are needed for the fourth industrial revolution. The government ministry, MITI, has also come up with the enabling technologies that are needed for the fourth industrial revolution. So look at these technologies, look at the aspects that is needed. It's not only computing technologies, it is more than that, coding, programming, computational thinking, in other words, logical thinking, problem solving, and troubleshooting. Okay, are we preparing our students? Are we using this in our teaching? Are we preparing our students? Do we use robots, which is one of the technologies, to teach in the classroom? English. Huh? Okay, in some countries they do. Are we using 3D printing? This is a 3D printer actually, which is related to advanced materials, emerging technology. Are we using augmented reality? People are already using augmented reality for training in the real world. Okay, so this is also augmented reality. During the pandemic, Google came out with a lot of 3D objects. You can put a tiger in a room using augmented reality. And what I'm going to focus on today is virtual reality, one of the emerging technologies, and hopefully show you some easy ways. I mean, it seems so difficult. Okay, we try to focus on some easy ways of using it for teaching, especially in your subject. So virtual reality has been used for training. So you see here nurses being trained to empathize with their patients, okay, using Google Cardboard's virtual reality. And what's important behind all of this is how to get your trainees, your students to solve problems and be creative. Okay, marine science also has been using virtual reality and many other areas in education too. We have teachers who are using virtual reality. I have a few students using virtual reality to teach language. Okay, and they have done so successfully, but unfortunately, it's not in English. Okay, so I'm looking forward to many of you using virtual reality for English learning. Okay, so what exactly is virtual reality? I normally start when I give a session to get people used to virtual reality, and the idea of virtual reality is to get you to go on the Google app, the Maps, okay, Google Maps, sorry. And this is what we see on the left, okay, but you have a more detailed view on the right of my slide. And you have, if you look at Google at the bottom of the page, street view, normally shown by the little man. Street view will let you go into the environment itself. And this is University Malaya. You could, by going on Street View, look at my chancellery on the right, okay, and I could, bring you through. So I'm not going to bring you through, okay, because it will take too much time. But to go onto Google Maps, pick Street View. There'll be a little man there, okay. The icon is a little man. When you go into Street View, you can then move into the environment. Okay, so a lot of the virtual reality that I will be doing involves this kind of movement. Okay, so I'll go through the definitions and we'll look at it. Okay, before I go into the definitions, maybe I'll show you what my student feels when some of my students, when they use virtual reality. Okay, are you able to see my screen? And this video, which I took in my class, what do you think is making this young lady? Oh, okay, it's not displayed. Display there? So I have a video here of a young lady, one of my students, using a headset, a virtual reality headset, an Oculus Go. And if you're hearing the sound, she sounds very excited. If you're able to see, she's also excited. My intention of showing this video is to tell you how immersive her experience is. She is really very, very immersed in the environment and she's feeling frightened. You know what she's experiencing? Can you guess? Any guesses on what she's looking at? So I'm going to stop the video. For those of you who did not, if you did not get a chance to look at the video, I will show you this. Actually, the excerpts. It was this young lady. Again, he was cringing. So I took a snapshot from that video to put it here. You see. So my intention is to show you that how students can really feel so immersed in the environment. You want to guess what she was looking at? And she was in a theme park. Yeah, she was doing a roller coaster ride. So clever, yeah. So she was. It was like a cartoon, something like this. A cartoon roller coaster ride. Definitely not real. But when she was going down, she was screaming and feeling so worried. How does she feel this when she's not moving? She's sitting down in the chair safely there, but she's so scared. It is because of the psychological effects of virtual reality. We are, as human beings, very easily fooled. So she got fooled actually, okay, and we too may be fooled easily by our eyes, okay, by what we perceive, okay, what we perceive even, we perceive certain movements, nausea, as if we didn't or what, giddy, okay, which was the feels that she was feeling. It's not rational, not rational.
Dr. Denny. Data collection.
Virtual reality. Okay. It's a computer generated, not human generated, but computer generated. And it gives interactions in real time, real locations, and that's where it makes you feel as if you are really in the particular immersion. So there's time, it reacts in real time because you see and you can react with it. You can even actually interact by clicking on things, holding things, pulling things. And in virtual reality, Insanity says that there are two types. Either a live, which is a low immersive virtual environment, or a high immersive virtual environment. So what she was experiencing, the student who you saw, is in a very highly immersive. Okay, so do you want to be in a hive or in life? Now, we're live. We're live, so we do live. We're going to be using low immersion. Okay, sorry about that because high immersion may be too scary. And we're going to do a little bit more on desktop virtual reality because I'm assuming that in schools you will be able to access computers and laptops much easier than a wearable device, than a mobile device. But I'll show you the potential on your mobile device now, very soon. So what are the devices for virtual reality? Virtual reality, what we have looked at so far are all untethered. Okay, you have these headsets here. These are called Google Cardboards because originally it started as a little cardboard started by Google. Okay, and it has gone sturdier and sturdier. So now they made it out of plastics. Okay, and Samsung Gear. I had a Samsung Gear, but now it is considered outdated because it's not supported by Samsung anymore. Samsung has stopped their Samsung Gear. So that's the thing with technology. It changes very fast. My Samsung Gear I bought maybe in 2017, and it's obsolete now. Obsolete. And my Oculus Go is also not supported anymore because now it's Oculus Quest. That's the new version. So, what I'm going to introduce is not going to be something high-end that will change, but something I hope that you can use. Okay, so we're going to look at more stable versions. Okay, so that was the untethered, no dawai, no wires. Okay, but virtual reality, if you are in the what do you call that, theme park, you might have tethered you might be tethered. You might have wires linked to you, such as the picture of the young man there, okay? And that's Dorothy with her virtual reality set. I use this in Macquarie. Just to tell you, in University Malaya, we're also supposed to have one in our library, okay, being set up. Not yet completely set up. We have one in the Faculty of Education, the tethered one, also not set up yet, okay, because it takes a little bit of time and effort to set up. But eventually, with time, more and more institutions are starting to have virtual reality. So tethered is the highest level, very highly immersive, highly immersive. I have a video here. If you have access to the slides, you can click on the link where virtual reality can be untethered. You can have a very highly immersive virtual reality environment with a backpack. This one was by HP. Okay. Now, whoops. Okay, I'm not playing this. And I'm going on to the next slide. Okay, virtual reality can bring you to different locations. So you can not only play games, okay, but go out of this world, to go to other places in the world as well. And I am also going to ask you to go to some places later on in a while. Okay, I brought students to the moon to experience a moonwalk. Again, you can use that link if you want to teach your students about how an astronaut, a new astronaut, experiences a moonwalk. Go to that particular video. Okay, those videos that I am giving you are what we call 360 video. It is a video where you can move around in. Okay, so I am going to ask you, okay, before I ask you this, let's go on a spacewalk together. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do you have YouTube on your mobile phone? Do you have YouTube? Very good. Okay. Try and Google 360, so you write 360 video spacewalk. 360 video spacewalk. So I'm going to ask you to help me and do together with me. And what do you get? So since it's a 360 video, if you'd like to, you can use your YouTube app. Okay, I'm going to try just Googling Spacewalk 360 video on my device. Yes, Spacewalk VR, it says VR video. And I have several videos. Okay, maybe you can pick one. Make sure it's a 360. If it has a 360 VR, even better. Play on it. Okay, and tell me what you see. I saw some of you moving around after you got that video. Now, you move. When you move, yeah, you can see. You can see the video is moving as well. Next, you can use your finger. Use your finger and swipe across the screen, and you can move left to right, up and down, okay, and any direction you wish. So this is the low immersive virtual reality, which I think is accessible to all students and all teachers because it's there on YouTube. So this is the first level, okay, it's on YouTube. And let's say I don't want to just use it as a YouTube video. I want to use with the headset. Okay, then you maximize, if you haven't maximized your screen. A warning also, if you're using on a mobile device, not all mobile devices are VR enabled. You need to have a gyroscope in your mobile device, but nowadays most handphones have, tablets also have, so that's why you can see it moving. Okay, so look for if it's VR enabled, there will be a button which has you will see like a headset
a visor. It's actually like a visor. And if you click on it, if you have it enabled, then you will see it comes out a double screen. Okay, this particular one doesn't have this particular video, didn't have, but I have another video. Another video that I'm looking at has a visor. I don't know whether you're able to see the visor or not. When you click on it, it comes out with a double vision. This is meant for you to use with a Google Cardboard. A Google Cardboard, I will explain in a while, can be very, very cheap. You can have one for 10 ringgit, cardboard, basic cardboard. But you can have even a larger cardboard, more expensive, better quality lens for 100 ringgit with a better field of view vision. Okay, so you have virtual reality on YouTube. This is YouTube. Okay, 360 videos on YouTube. Okay, and you can access not only on your mobile device better lah, because you can make it, you know, double vision, and you can put it in your headset, okay? But if you cannot access a mobile device because school doesn't allow you to bring mobile phones, right? Okay, you can access it on a tablet without this double vision, okay, with that swiping that you did initially. Okay, you can access it on the computer, okay, and have virtual reality 360 video. It's not high immersive, but it's a 360 video in your computer, in your laptop, in your desktop computer. Okay, so we went out of the world. Thank you for following me out of the world. Okay, and the great thing is that we can bring our students anywhere in the world. So I've gone to Paris. You like to go to Paris, not? Okay. Only thing cannot go into the LV shop because maybe got some kind of restriction there. But we can walk around, look at the Eiffel Tower. There are many, what shall I say, videos of locations and places that you can visit. Okay. Now, one of the places that I'd like you to try is to visit a museum. Okay, not only Museum Negara. Museum Negara, I think they have started also low immersive virtual reality. Okay, but you can also go on virtual tours to other different museums. So I've got some on YouTube, okay, which I've put here, which you can have a look. And if you have the opportunity, go on a virtual tour to, so this one is museum in America, the Philip and Frost Museum of Science. Okay, Museum of Science. If you are able to, the virtual reality here is not a YouTube video. Okay, but it performs very much like a Google map, where you have the arrows, you click on the arrow, and you move around. Okay, so you can go left, right, select a room that you like to go in. Okay, so many of the museums, unfortunately in America, in Malaysia, I haven't seen any, maybe there'll be some coming soon, have virtual tours where you can go on your own. This all started actually, got very popular because of the pandemic. Okay, because we couldn't travel, we couldn't go anywhere. So museums, parks, okay, a lot of places no one visited, and they couldn't get any money. So some of these places got innovative and started selling tickets to virtual tours. Okay, but the ones I'm giving you are the free ones. So thank you to Philip and Patricia Frost. They might have paid for your access into their Museum of Science. Okay, so let your students explore, decide where you want to go, what's your topic for the day. Are you going to be exploring locations? Okay, or are you going to be studying certain processes? Okay, so these are some ideas that you can use. Now, how did how did they take all these photos? How do they develop this kind of virtual reality? These 360 videos are developed using 360 cameras. So I've put here a range of 360 cameras. Some are very cheap. I used the first one, you know. The first one, you see 1,900 at the time that I captured this. So this is the cost of a 360, a good quality 360 camera. Some will be more expensive, some are much cheaper, like you see the one on the extreme right, 370, because you need a mobile phone to attach. This is a Huawei device, a Huawei camera. Attach it to a Huawei, you need a Huawei phone, and then you're good to go to take 360 videos of your own. Okay, so once you have that, then you can create fantastic views of places. You yourself and your students can go out and take pictures, 360 pictures, and then use it to develop your own VR. So that's a different level already. So a lot of these are YouTube videos. Switzerland, there's an island in Indonesia maybe, okay? A lot of these videos have been developed by people who have their own 360 cameras, develop it or record it and post it on YouTube. How do you recognize that it's a 360 video? You see the 360 symbol there? So some will put 360. 5K of course means higher quality. The other way to recognize this particular one doesn't have that 360 sign there. You see that, can you see that circle with 4 little arrows? Okay, that actually shows on the left, extreme left, that actually shows a 360 video. That means you can turn it around, rotate it. Okay, so those are YouTube videos. Explore, there's so many. Okay, check and see which one you want. Okay, next, so that's one, YouTube videos for virtual reality. Actually, there's 2, Google Maps. The one that I show you, the Frost Museum, is a Google Map tour. Now, I'm going to introduce a few VR apps. Go to Google Play. I like this one because this one is available on iPhone and Huawei. Huawei is not available. I want to tell you Huawei. iPhone and Android. However, it's not available on Huawei, the Chinese brands. Okay, they don't have access to this. Okay, so watch out if you're having a Chinese phone. Maybe you can do something about it. Can you look for within? Go to Google Play. Okay, so it's not. If you look for it on Google, you may get a link to it, okay? But go to your Google Play, because you are still on a mobile device. Google Play Store or your Apple Store, if you're using an Apple, and look for Within VR. I like Within because it has many, as it claims, cinematic virtual reality, quite high quality videos, 360 videos. Okay, have you opened up? Have you got Within? What's your favorite video? What would you like to see? Within VR. You want to see Paris? Go ahead. Okay, I'll see it with you. Right. Because when I open up, I have Send Me Home, Vice News VR, Godzilla Palooza, Restless Hong Kong, Real Thing. So this is what I see. Tokyo, like, I don't see Paris there, but there's North Korea, the Spacewalker. So this is all high quality videos, because on YouTube sometimes you don't have, okay? So these are the featured ones. Maybe you can find Paris there. I could search and see whether Paris, there's a dinner party. There are a lot of also dramas, but unfortunately no Paris on Within. Korea, yes. Okay, so let's go to North Korea. North Korea, not everybody can go, huh? An ordinary day in North Korea. So I have 2 options. So this one was done by CNN. So you know that's why this is American based. Huh? You have the option to download. Download means you download onto your mobile device or stream. So if your internet is good, you can go ahead on streaming and it will play using the internet. So it takes a while, of course. You have a choice again, view in a VR headset or on your phone. So if you have a VR headset ready to put it in, you can put it, and as usual, VR headset, if you choose that option, you have that double view, like watch in VR. Okay, so you can watch in VR, it recognizes, and you can put it in. Unfortunately, I didn't bring any VR because I was thinking not too safe, because if we share devices moving around and all that, we might be, if I have COVID, I might be giving you and all that. So better to have your own device to do it. That's the post-pandemic scenario. If you want to use, in a pandemic situation, you will have to get your students to sterilize their hands. There is also a mask, you know, a double, it's like Zorro's mask, okay, which you can use so that if you're sharing devices, okay, at least it reduces the contact. Okay, so that's another alternative, high quality videos. Now, would you like to play a game? I like, okay, In Mind. This is a science game, so I like to use this example because it covers science and it's in English, and it's a nice game. So again, go to Google Play Store or your Apple Store, okay, because it's available in both, and download In Mind VR. This one, you got no choice but to use it in VR. So you need the headset. I like this game because it has, it's quite interesting. It uses the eye for interaction. If you have downloaded it, you will see that the center of your mobile device, of the two eyes, you have a circle there. You have to align the circle to the hotspot, the interactive hotspot that you want to put your, to click on. So you're actually clicking with your eyes, okay, clicking with your eyes. So I like that, okay, how you can interact with just your eye. You look at it and you interact, and I didn't choose the one with music, with sound, so you can't hear, okay. The object of the game is to, in your mind, you have a lot of neurons which are defective, okay. They are going to destroy your mind, okay. So you need to shoot down the red neurons there, okay. If you are able to see the red color, you need to shoot. How to shoot? With your eye, by looking at it, okay, and destroy, so it disintegrates, okay. And the more neurons you shoot, the more successful you are. So this is the doctor of the future, okay. So in the future, you are able to go into the person's body and kill the defective neurons like playing a game. Can you imagine how cute it is? And to add to the fun, if you try it out, it's on a roller coaster ride. You're on like a roller coaster ride, because you're moving very fast in the mind through other neurons, the big neuron, and then you shoot, boom, boom, boom. And for old people, just to give you an example, we may feel a little bit nauseous because you have to look here and then you're moving around. You really feel worse than roller coaster ride. But for the young kids, I've tried this even with my university students, they all love this. And even young teacher trainees, they like it very, very much. Okay, so this is something maybe to get you discussing, doctor of the future, what's going to happen? Is this how you imagine yourself? Okay, so there are lots of games. In mind, level 1 is free. Okay, of course, when you proceed to a higher level, then you may have to pay. I only try to use the free apps, of course, okay? But if you find it very, very good, then, okay, maybe you may want to try it out also, because sometimes some of these apps may be useful. Okay, right. So some of you have already got it, and are playing. There are so many more VR apps. So at the Google Play Store or your Apple Store, look at what are the apps available. You can type VR. There are apps for learning chemistry, biology. I've got a lot, but well, in English, maybe you may also integrate a bit of science. Okay, STEM, science, engineering in your lessons, so you may want to discuss some of the things. Okay, for chemistry is very good because you can look at the 3D, what should I say, object, okay, and move it around. Hey, for English, why not? Okay, maybe you have a certain vase that you like to show and describe to your students, and you're able to move it around and look at it from different directions. So there's so much potential. Explore in your area, and don't forget now, what is important is how you use it. It's not the technology itself. So think about, like in science, okay, solving problems. In the real world, okay, also solving problems. Imagination, use it maybe for imagining the future, okay, and that would be very good actually sometimes to get ideas for writing, for speaking, okay, and other areas. So just to share how virtual reality is being used in science and training, in the construction field, in engineering, you see this helmet? There's a camera on the helmet here. This is how a trainer who has to climb high poles to repair those antennas and all that at different areas, okay? So if you climb up, you cannot bring your students along and tell them, okay, climb with me, and then we'll look at this, if this is wrong, you cannot troubleshoot together with them. It's a dangerous situation. So having a video, a 360 video done, and using that for training becomes very relevant. So next time you can get your students to climb one by one without the lecturer or the trainer there, okay, to teach them what to do. And police, so this one is a police with a body cam helmet. In Texas, if I'm not mistaken, they're already using 360 cameras so that they can capture the real situation. If it's a hunt for somebody, sometimes someone is hiding behind where they can't see, but their team who is watching on the 360 camera are able to detect, oh, there's something there over there. Okay, be careful on the right-hand side or behind you. Okay, so it's being used now in real life. And in medicine, they use it also to envision CT scan. So you see at the bottom there is a CT scan. The doctor needs to do an operation, but he cannot imagine where the tumor that is growing and how the shape of the tumor looks like. So there's a converter to convert CT scans to virtual reality so that the doctor is able to imagine in 3 dimensions before he does the operation so that he can make a better decision. In design and engineering, okay, students, lecturers, researchers are designing things using virtual reality first. Save money, otherwise you spend a lot of cost with aluminium, with metal, the cost of metal, iron ore and all that. So design in virtual reality, test it out, and then go to the real world. So here are a few examples of how in the real world, Toyota uses virtual reality to design their engines, their seats, agronomics, okay, the way the seats are designed in an accident so that you don't hurt your back, okay, when you're in the Toyota car. In engineering, the best aerodynamic shape for engineering, for cars, okay, to work without, what should I say, wind factor and all that getting into consideration. So in medicine, you saw, okay, it's the same slide again, okay, and how it can be envisioned in 3 dimensions. So now we want our students to be designers of virtual reality. Would you like that? Would you like your students to start doing virtual reality? So 360 camera is one thing. If that is too expensive, maybe a little bit expensive, I got a little bit cheaper version, alternative in a cheaper version. Co-Spaces EDU is an app which I use with teachers and students, okay, to help them design. So there's a free version, and there is, of course, you can go on to a paid version. So now I'm going to ask you in your Google Play Store again. Okay, so I've done a few apps with you. Google Play Store or Apple Store, can you look for Co-Spaces EDU? Let me see. It looks like this, the symbol, Co-Spaces EDU. I have the app already, okay, in both of my mobile devices. So when you go to Co-Spaces, you can see what other people have created. First, let's see what other people have created on the mobile device. Okay, so you need to have the app downloaded, and then you can put in a code. So all the environments, virtual environments that have been designed, what shall I say, shared using a code. So I have an option now. I can share it as a link, like a YouTube link, okay, or I can share it as a code. If you have downloaded the Co-Spaces EDU app, there is an option to log in. No need to log in, okay? Don't have to log in, right? To just see. So I've got something here I call tigers, lion, and zebras, okay? If you access the Co-Spaces app, if you have access, there is one icon on your mobile phone which is a finger and a rectangle. Okay, if you click on it, it has 2 options. It says scan a QR code. Maybe you can't scan this QR code here, not very clear. Or enter a share code. In the share code is ABC, ABC. So if you click on the share code, and can you see what is written there? WGYEYK. So it's quite easy. You don't have to copy a long YouTube link. Okay, so it is W. So I put in the spaces here, WGYEYK, and I view Co-Space. I am going to be viewing what one of the students did. Okay, so it will take, so I see 3 Aiman. I think Aiman did this. So it will take sometimes to load the objects, okay? And after that, I see something like what you see in the YouTube video. Before I can do anything, I need to press play. So when I start pressing play, this particular tiger, lions, and zebras has the lion moving, actually. I can move Okay, now the animal is moving to me, the zebra is moving towards me. Okay, but I can also move by pressing on there's an arrow there. Okay, I can press the arrow to go up and down actually, and another arrow to go forward and backwards. Okay, and I could also put it around. Okay, it doesn't have the gyroscope. I have to click. There's a story here if you realize, because you see the zebra running, the tigers running around. Okay, not professional, but at least it's something that your children can do. Your children, teachers also can do. So if you click on the viewer, you know, that visor kind of thing, you have an option to view in VR. Okay, now I'm going to challenge you as well, I think. How about viewing in AR? Okay, all right, so if you'd like to, some of you can view in VR, that's the same thing lah. You can move around, okay, all right. View in AR, click on view in AR. It says use AR safely, that means be careful, don't fall down. And you need to calibrate by moving your device over the area. Keep moving your device until it's stable, okay? And then maybe you may even have the lions and tigers in the class here with us. So that is actually AR. Again, you need a device that is AR compatible. Okay, so you have to. Some devices doesn't work because the cheaper mobile phones, because they may not have the AR core. Okay, it doesn't respond. So has anyone got any tigers and lions in the room? Got, okay. Tell me if the tiger is heading towards me or going to eat me up. So you can imagine, I'm still calibrating mine, how much fun. Oh, I know, I covered, my phone cover is covering it. So the children will have a lot of fun playing. But don't forget, this is what someone else has created. Okay? Just imagine how much fun they have when they have created something. So I have looked at a few apps that can be used for developing virtual reality at a simple level for children. This is one of the apps that I like to use. Okay, and I have been recommending to people, teachers, students, okay, to use this. So you can, if you like to, you can take down this or you can try out the other codes and see where they lead you, what is being shared, okay? So I won't spoil the suspense. But you can also register and create your own, okay? But unfortunately, cannot create on the mobile phone. You need to create on the computer, easily accessible for you. So if you have a computer available, so I've put here how you can register for it. When you register, of course, go for the free registration. There are two things that because you are a teacher, you can register as a student. A teacher like me would have started a class. So I have a class code, for example, and I can ask my students in the class, register as a student, put this class code. Okay, so when they log in, they have to have a password and an email. Okay, so you ask the students to remember, otherwise the teacher can actually kick the student out of the class if, let's say, he has forgotten, and ask him to create a new account. So log in for your students, ask them to log in as a student. For you, if you're trying as a teacher, you log in as a teacher. Then you can create your own co-space. You can enter a class. So number 3 here is how you enter into a class, okay? And number 4, how you must make sure you identify yourself. So all your students will have to have names, will have to have an email, okay? So that you can trace them. They are afraid of people posting things that are not not suitable. And then you can start to create. So when you create, you can use free play. I was pausing because I'm thinking, should I tell you about assignment? You can, free play means do whatever you want. You can also set an assignment. You can give the students a task. So I have given students tasks like create something that requires you to have motion involved. Motion. Okay, so they have to make sure that they put either a rolling ball, a moving tiger, okay, things with motion involved. And so on. You can have a team. Okay, I've also got problem solving once as a team, okay, and ask them to create things that involve problem solving, how to solve a problem, to try and design something to solve a problem, okay, just to get students to think. So as teachers, we always want them to think, right? Sometimes our students don't think. How do you make things move? So in course spaces, so this is a screen capture. By the way, there are lots of videos on how to do this. Okay, you may also refer to the videos. When you right-click, you can, maybe before that I have to say, drag and drop objects into an environment. And then when you right-click on the object, okay, so like this cylinder I put here, there are many options. You can color it, you can, if it's an animal or a flower, maybe there's some motions involved. Okay, and you can, so this object I want to move, attach it on a moving part. So dragging, I want to go on a circular part, then maybe I choose that circle and I drag and drop it in the environment. Okay, so then I'll have a circular path and I put my cylinder onto that circular path. Okay, so the cylinder can also be moved. So you see there's a red circle, blue circle, green circle. This is for adjusting the position. Okay, so, well, when you try it, if you try it, you'll find that it's very easy, easier than what I'm saying. It's actually a lot of fun doing. Okay, and there's also potential to do coding. So I've put some videos. The first one also there was a video. You can refer to them. Okay, CoSpaces has produced lots of videos to help you use their apps. But the free version of CoSpaces is a little bit limited because some of the objects are not available to you. They give you some for free, and then they give you more. I have bought or registered for some of my students. They can customize, you can register for 1 month, 1 year. Okay, you can have a class of 5 students, for example, 30 students. So I've done for 30 students at a time. And the nice thing about it is that you can give assignments. Let me show you some of the assignments. So I've given assignment for STEM. Okay, this was TOT for teachers. Okay, in Terengganu actually. Okay, so the assignment, my moving project. Okay, so what happened is that I can even assign group work. So I can have, what we did here was teachers from certain district, all the different districts in Terengganu, we put them in groups, so they all have to work on menyelesai masalah. Okay, so within there, all the members of the group can contribute and do the coding, do the programming together. So this is quite a fun way actually to collaborate on projects. And the teacher can edit the group, okay? So I have to make sure that they give their names correctly. Then you know who is to who, and you can shift them into different groups or delete them from the group if you don't think they are not suitable there. Okay, so you can come up with the groups and start putting them into groups. And you can even use 360 photos. So if you have taken a 360 photo with your 360 camera, okay, you can upload it because the option here is to design an environment, 360 environment or 3D environment. Oh yeah, okay. coming back to co-spaces, let me show you, let me tell you how to find. Just now you saw the tigers and the zebras, okay? Tigers, lions, and zebra. If you go back to a gallery, there is a gallery of lots of things which not only students, people have contributed. Some, if you see the icon co-spaces, that's professionally done by the co-spaces team. Okay, so they have under language, they have different teams, social sciences, STEM and coding, language and literature. So maybe you may like to have some ideas of what people have been doing. So I see one, Life of Pi, Harry Potter. Okay, you can click on it and explore what others have done. So normally those that are in the gallery are those works which are of quality, either done by students or teachers or sometimes professionals. Erasmus project, there's one here, Erasmus project under social science. So I wanted to tell you that you could have 3D animation like cartoon, or you could have the 360 photo like in the Erasmus project, meet the places for treasure hunt. Okay, so there's an option also to create your own 360 environment. So I think 360 environment is quite easy for students to do. So how do you do it? Once you have a 360 photo, okay, you just upload the photo here in the background, in the environment, and then you are good to go. You can set it, and then you can, so this is how you upload it, okay? Then you can tag it, okay? So you can have, this is one photo that I took somewhere when I was around the world before the pandemic. Okay, so you can tag and describe this particular thing, or you can add objects, frames, okay? So everything is a drag and drop function in co-spaces EDU, okay? So think about how you can use for your students, how you can use for your teaching and learning. Wow, I have been talking extra time. Okay, I wanted to ask you, do you have any questions? Yes.
Hi, thank you so much for sharing. It's been very interesting. I'm just curious, do you have any examples of how we can use it in English classrooms?
I would actually use it for a few things. A stimulus, number one, okay, so that you get them to experience the environment, and then after that you start talking about it. So you could give it as homework, view the environment, okay, and then come to class, we talk about it. Or you could, if it's a 360 video that we want to share in front of the class, so you could use it so to get their attention first. But of course, they see teacher do is not so exciting as they themselves explore. So if you have time within the classroom also, so maybe you have already started showing a little bit, and then within the time, the class time, arrange for a session where they can do a hands-on, either swiping on their mobile device like tablet or computer, okay, and then after that stopping, and then maybe getting them to do some production activities, either speaking, coming up with certain vocabulary, okay, or using that later for writing a synopsis, writing an advertisement. So I was thinking of things like that, and I've got a few things here also, okay, by Dihan, who says that you can stimulate their creativity, but you need to model. You teachers are the models, okay? So you have to show them how they can develop their creativity, give them some ideas, and then let them participate. So the second thing is encourage idea generation from the students, okay? And getting involved in interdisciplinary science, maths in your English lessons, travel, geography in your English lessons, okay? That may help them to feel, wow, I can do it. There's a self-efficacy, okay? And get them excited, okay? So always ask questions, okay? Because what we see may not be the right thing, Okay, they may be thinking something else, and sometimes they are enjoying it even if they are quiet. That's also important. Okay, thanks for that question. So it exactly fitted in here. And if there's nothing, best of luck to all of you. Okay? My first slide. And I hope to see you all in some virtual environment very, very soon. Okay? All the best.